Hello, this is a presentation for the MSc Software Systems Engineering. I am Emmanuel Letier, I'm the program director, and I'm also teaching one of the modules in this program. And so who is this MSc for? So this is a MSc for students who have a background in computer science or people who have at least 2 years of relevant professional experience. So the MSc is designed for people who are already good programmers and want to improve their skills. So the goal is to increase your software engineering knowledge and skills, and also to develop critical thinking about software engineering and develop research skills in this area. So why study software engineering? So as you know, it's among the best jobs in the world in terms of salary and job satisfaction. There's also a very high demand for skilled programmers and technical leaders. And one of the benefits of working as a software engineer is that it gives you the ability to work in many different sectors and organizations. So you could be working in a big technology company or in startups. You could be working in healthcare, energy, banking, automotive, and so on. So you still have lots of options in the types of organizations and sector you will be working on. And for many of our students, when we ask them their motivation, often what comes first is also a personal satisfaction of solving complex problems and of building real systems that have a real impact on people's life. And so this MSc is run by the Software Systems Engineering Research Group at UCL, and you can see our faces on this slide, and these are the people who are teaching on this MSc. There's also other people from other group, but you're likely to if you're in this MSc to see some of us during the year. And what we do is we do teaching, research, and industrial impact on a very large set of things in software engineering. The biggest activity probably at the moment is the application of AI for software engineering. So how does AI tool help the work of software engineers? And for a long time we've done research on automated testing, automated debugging, software optimization, and we also do research on software engineering for building AI systems. We do research on requirements engineering, on security, and many other aspects of software engineering. And so what are the distinctive features of this MSc compared to other MSc in software engineering? One obvious fact is that it's an MSc in a top-ranking, globally recognized university. And this also means that you'll be taught by experts, and you will learn all the latest industry practice and scientific research from people who are active researchers in that area. And another distinctive feature of this MSc is that we emphasize a lot working on real-world problem and practical skills as well as critical thinking. So there's lots of hands-on activities. And a highlight of the year for most students is their summer project. And this is where you have a choice between either doing an industry project in group or working on a research project over the summer. And I'll talk a little bit more about these two things a bit later. So the program structure, so this is an MSc that runs over 12 months, and it's divided into 4 parts. There's the first term from October to December, where you're going to have 4 modules. 3 are core modules in software engineering, and there's one option that could be in software engineering, but also in other area of computer science, like distributed system, machine learning, security, and so on. Then in term 2, you're going to have, again, 4 modules, 2 core modules in software engineering and 2 options in computer science. Then the third term from April to May, this is where you're going to revise for your exam and pass exams. But you should also know that you'll be assessed partly by exam and partly by coursework. So you will have assessed coursework in term 1 and 2, as well as exam around May. Then there is the summer term where, as I said earlier, you'll be working either on an engineering group project or a research project. So the idea of the engineering group project is that you'll work in small group where you'll be applying techniques that you've seen in the class on real-world problems. And so some of the recent partners we've been working with are shown on the slide. So there's Bloomberg, Intel, Microsoft, IBM, the IFRC, which is the International Federation of the Red Cross and Red Crescent. And so one example of project last year was at Bloomberg, where students were tasked to develop a system to deploy automated program repair techniques at Bloomberg in a way that makes this technique more easy to use and more useful to the software developers working at Bloomberg. And this is a project that was extremely successful and that led to a publication that will be presented at a very big software engineering conference in the spring. Then the other option is to do a research project, and the idea there is that you'll work closely with a supervisor on cutting-edge research that we're doing in our group. And many of these projects have led to publication, awards, or industrial impact. So the example of project people have worked on is work on automated software transplantation. So how do you automatically transplant code from one piece of software to another? On program repair, so automated program debugging, automated optimization of non-functional properties, on architecture decision and fairness. And many students working on this research project have then been admitted to PhD program either at UCL or elsewhere. So if you're interested in research or might be thinking about this, is an excellent option for you. So in summary, why should you study this MSc? The idea would be if you're already a good programmer and you want to be even better, and if you want to learn software engineering at a globally recognized university, learn the latest practice and emerging ideas from experts in the field. And a key feature is that there's lots of hands-on activity, learn by doing, working on real-world problems and developing critical thinking. And then the highlight of the year for most students is their industry project or research project over the summer.